Hi, it's Steve from Custom Tiltonist, and today we're going to have a look at a new range of blades and also how to select a bat for your type of game. We'll start off with the first one in the series, which is the classic AllRound, which is a 5-ply AllRound blade with emphasis on control. We was quite demanding when we had this made. There were certain things that I wanted. I wanted a print on there, and I wanted a nice flush logo. What we've found with manufacturers in the past, over the last 30 years, is this bit here is not flush. It sticks up here, or it sticks up here, or we get what's known as a rocker, which is one that's where it's not being routed out. So the first thing about our blades is the quality had to be extremely high. The other thing that I wanted, which has been a problem in the past, is I wanted the edges beveled, or to use a woodworking or cabinet making term, they call it aris or arising, which is to take the sharp edge off something. I believe it's used in glass making as well. So that was the other thing. We wanted ours to fit comfortable in the hand, no sharp edges, so you're not going to get blisters or calluses. And then the final thing, or the final two things, I also wanted it arising round the edge. And the reason for this is if you do drop a blade, if it doesn't have that edge, what tends to happen is if it has a sharp edge is it'll splinter a piece off. If it's arised round the edge, there's more chance of it not taking a piece off. And then finally, which is another bugbear for me, is round the edges I wanted it to be nice and smooth, so I'm not having to take sandpaper out and sandpaper around the edges just to be able to get the edge tape to stick. So that's just a little bit about the blade. We'll move on to, this is the first one in the series, and this is the AllRound for AllRound Play. I'll just a little bit about the weight. All the blades are 80 grams plus or minus 3 grams. We've got a couple that's a little bit light, and we've got one that's a bit heavier, but because the quality is high, we can stipulate the weight that we wanted. The rubber that we've found best to go with this one is the Kokataku 868 40 Plus, which is one of their latest versions, which was actually designed for the new ball, and it marries up very well with that blade. So for argument's sake, let's just say that you're coming back to it after 30 years and you're not sure which bat to get. That will be a good starting point. If you're going to coaching, your coach says you want an all-round bat, that will be another good starting point. So moving to the next one, which is the AllRound Plus version. What that means, what the plus means, it means plus a little bit more speed, which takes away a little bit of control, but we are talking fractions, we're talking margins, we're talking 0.5 or 1. And we've found that the best rubber, and our best selling rubber for this type of play, is the Exium Musa, made in Germany rubber, excellent for AllRound Plus play. So if you find yourself leaning a little bit more towards offensive, that's the next one up. The next in the series is the offensive minus. So you're moving up the range. The reason this is offensive minus is the central ply is a little bit harder than that one, and we're also going up to the Vega Intro. This particular rubber is one up from the Musa. It's half tuned, so it's got some glue effect, but not the full-blown glue effect. It's also a lifetime plus rubber, which means it's got a very, very long lifespan. All made in Germany, and this is the first Vega of the Vega series. It's not fully tuned, it's about 50-60% tuned. What that means is it's got some speed glue effect or tensor effect. That's that one. And then moving along to the final one in the series, and I will do a close-up on this one to explain the difference between the others. The others are 5-ply. this is a 7-ply carbon. So I'm just going to turn it on its edge, and you can actually see in the edge there the black layer, which is aviation grade carbon, because we didn't want cheaper stuff, we wanted the best. And then the carbon blade, which is the fastest, which it's not uncontrollably fast, because the emphasis is on control on these blades. And this is married with our best selling rubber, which is the Vega Euro DF, which has been our best selling rubber since it come out, along with the Asia. If you wanted it even quicker, we would recommend that you go with the Asia DF, but the Vega Euro DF has by far got the highest degree of control for this type of rubber. It's on I think it's a 37.5 degree medium soft sponge, so it's very, very controllable. It goes very, very well with the carbon. Just to sum up the range, we'll have a final look at a carbon bat that I've just made. I've just made it. It's just on its way out actually. The average weight of a bat is about 160 plus. 160. You can get lighter, you can get heavier, but the average is around about 160, 166. Up to 175 is no big deal. So we'll just have a look at this one. This obviously is the carbon one. So we'll take the protectors off. I'll just bob it on the scales. Okay, so that's come out 159, so round about that weight, which is an average weight for a table tennis bat. If you're using some of the Chinese brands that are pre-made, you're getting towards 200 grams. I've even seen it at 215, and it's absolutely ridiculous to try and learn and play with a bat that heavy. So that's the carbon one. One final point, or a couple of final points, is each blade is sealed. There's a separate video explaining why we seal, what we do with that, and why we do it. It's basically to stop splintering, but we just do them because if they come back and they're getting re-rubbered in a year's time, we want the rubbers to actually come off. And then the final note is, when we've got stock, we have our own custom table tennis bat case, which is just the right size. You get your handbook and bits and pieces in there, bat in there, good to go. When we run out of stock, because we normally, with our own bats, we normally put these cases out, we'll give you another brand when we run out, but we try and keep these in. And finally, as you can see there, we're at customtabletennis.co.uk. Phone number 01924 769 704. Any further information, or if you in fact want to mix and match, just because we've presented these blades in a certain way, you might want the carbon blade, but you might want the beginner rubber, the starter rubber. So we're only a phone call away. Just give us a ring and we'll point you in the right direction. Thanks. Bye.